Hey guys, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Billy, and we're Next Gen pastors in Las Vegas, Nevada.
And we're excited. Today we have a guest on the show to talk about how do I find my purpose. But before we get started, we're going to do something fun. So let's go.
Yeah, let's get started.
So before we get started, I want to tell everybody who our guest is today. Welcome, Josiah, to the show.
Welcome.
Pleasure. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. Before we get into the topic, we were at a youth camp last week in Iowa, and we were sitting around the campfire, and we were making s'mores.
Yep.
And it was as if the camp was divided. You were either team gooey golden s'mores or burn charred s'mores. So you're either heaven or you're hell, basically, okay? So heaven is slow roasted, we have endurance, we have patience, and then burned charred, right? Like hell. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to take a second, we're going to roast some marshmallows, and we're going to talk about s'mores.
Let's do it.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
let's go. Okay, cool. Let's make some s'mores. All right. Cool.
Now, before we get started, do you have a preference?
I'm going dark.
You're okay.
I'm just gonna go burnt. You like super burnt?
Super burnt.
Don't be mad at me. But I'm
not gonna be mad at you. You've claimed your side. Now I don't know that this electric fire will give you a burnt, charred taste.
We'll do our best to get there.
But we're gonna do our best.
So the key, I think, to s'mores is to anything. I think slower is better. Slow roasted, it just gives you more flavor. It makes it more tender.
Billy's already got his.
I wouldn't say marshmallows are tender,
but
but they become more gooey. You know,
yours isn't roasting.
You just gotta be slow and patient.
I think Billy's in the sweet spot because this isn't working.
No, you gotta be chill. Let it happen.
Okay, but here's the thing. I love my marshmallows golden brown like that.
Ooh,
but
don't take my marshmallow.
Yeah, but the Lord knew I needed to marry a man that could roast them for me because I have no patience for this. Like sitting here, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Most people don't have patience. That's why they go straight to the burned.
Billy's in the good spot. Yeah, I don't have the patience. So at the youth camp, he literally was...
No one wants to put the work in.
Yeah, and he was like making marshmallows for all the youth students that were team burnt and charred that wanted to try to become team golden gooey.
And no.
Like sushi.
A sushi s'more. That might be what we're having today. Because mine's not roasting. You know what? That's because you're meant to roast my marshmallow all the time. I'll prepare your guys' s'more. Do you want Reese's?
Listen, low-key, the Reese's s'mores are, I think, way better than the original. But
Reese's s'mores are
you have your people that stick to what they know. That's okay.
Okay. Josiah, what would you like?
I'm going to take Hershey's.
Hershey's it is. Y'all are starting to
These are looking good now.
Yeah, it's getting better.
You guys are doing good. A little campfire in the studio.
You see that smoke? That's when you take it off.
Yeah? I'm going burnt. I want it dark.
You can. You just got to hold it there for a little bit longer.
There's your Reese's.
I'm trying to start a fire in here, low-key.
You really are. That's okay. Our camera guy, Matt, he's ready to go.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure mine's good to go. Once you see it start to wiggle, that's how you know it's gooey on the inside.
Oh my gosh, it's a lesson on s'mores
with
Billy. It is.
I'm going to teach everyone how to make a proper s'mores, and then you see that.
Oh, my thing.
That goo
you might be like changed after you have this gooey marshmallow.
Think so?
I think so.
I'm gonna just try it like this.
You should.
Here you go.
All right, here's yours. Or is this mine?
You can have that one. I'm okay. I'll just take a bite of yours. All right.
Okay.
All right. You gotta bite into it, guys.
All right, here we go. Cheers.
Ready?
Yep.
Has your life changed? Or are you still team burnt?
It's all right. I'm still burnt.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going team burnt.
Thank you.
That's okay. Everyone has their preference. We don't judge here.
What do you think?
Man.
That's
Nothing
it?
like it. Oh, yeah.
I just can't do the burnt taste. But like I said, I don't drink coffee, clearly.
Yeah.
So I just don't like that burnt taste.
Coffee does not taste burnt.
This is just more messy.
They roast the beans.
It is more messy, but it makes it good, you know?
Yeah.
I do like it, though.
That's great. Mm-hmm. S'mores, a great summer snack.
Yep.
Everyone has their differences, though.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you tell us in the comments, are you team gooey golden or are you team charred and burned? We're going to clean up.
You know what the right side is.
It's burnt. Team burnt all the way.
Team golden. Team heaven, okay? We're going to clean up, and then we will be back to chat with Josiah.
Hey guys, we're taking the Firebrand Show to the Strip here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're gonna have a little fun.
What are we doing today, Billy?
So today we're taking Red Bull Billy to the Strip.
Oh.
Got my Red Bull with me. And
I knew I was conned into something.
Yep, you know, I'm not gonna make you drink it this time.
Oh, thank God.
But we're gonna maybe give away a couple Red Bulls to some people while we interact with them on the Strip here.
Oh, amazing. All right,
Yeah.
let's go do it.
All right, guys, we found someone that we're gonna have a little bit of fun with. So you might not know this about me. I'm pretty good at arm wrestling, even though I don't look like it. So we found our friend here, Joshua, who's gonna join me and maybe win a Red Bull if he can beat me. So let's try this out.
Okay, so Joshua, how old are you?
21,
Where are you from?
California.
California. All right, do you work out?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Do you think you can beat this guy in arm wrestling?
I don't know, I'm gonna try.
You're gonna try your best. This Red Bull is on the line. It is the strawberry apricot. So go ahead, guys.
All right, you grab that. All right, you want to?
I got you. All right, in 3, 2, 1. This looks like it's necking up. Oh, man. You know what? Good try.
Great job, man.
Nice
Appreciate
try. You can have the Red Bull anyway.
Hey,
You need it.
So we're still here on the Strip, and we may have found our next victim. Found our friend Dominic here. Dominic, hello. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm from Houston. I love coming to Vegas. I just love all the lights and festivities here. But this is different.
This is great.
Arm wrestle on the street, you know.
Yeah. I see you're married. You have kids.
Yes, I do.
So you're a dad.
Yeah.
You know about the dad bod, the dad strength.
Yeah.
You ready?
So my dad bod is ready for summer.
I feel you. All right, let's go ahead and get into it.
Man. Let's
All
try
right.
it again.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Great job.
Man, I underestimated that one.
Appreciate it, Jake.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks. You guys have fun.
Appreciate you.
See you got your next victim, huh?
Yeah. All right, so far we are 2-0 in arm wrestling. So we decided to turn the tables a little bit and bring in our guy behind the camera who's very fit. So let's go ahead and bring in Javier and see if he's got what it takes.
Oh,
Welcome,
man.
Javier.
Well, I appreciate you
We know that you're-
recognizing my fitness.
You work out. You're a dad.
Do you work out, Billy?
I do not work out,
So
surprisingly.
how do you explain this supernatural
It's just
strength?
a God-given gift. Let's go ahead and give it a try.
Oh man, okay.
Get your form. All right. Here we go. And give us a countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh, I feel the power. Really? Oh man, I felt
It's
the
surprising.
strength. It is, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's strong. This guy's strong.
Well, they tried.
They tried.
They really tried. I truly have never seen someone beat you in arm wrestling. So like Billy said,
Listen,
if you're local to Vegas, come find him here on the Strip and arm wrestle him.
I'm down for any challenge, you know?
Yeah, we'll have a Red Bull for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, thanks for hanging out with us. We're gonna kick it back to the studio, but to cheers with you, I will open a Red Bull and I will cheers, but I will not drink it.
All right,
so
here we go.
Oh, it stinks.
One sip.
No.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Josiah, we'd love to hear a little bit about who you are. So why don't you tell us a little about your story?
Yeah, well, my name is Josiah, obviously. I'm 21 years old. I help out in our youth ministry here. It's called Victory Outreach. We have a youth ministry Tuesday nights. One of the youth leaders. That's just, you'll find me there. I love playing basketball, baseball, you know.
Okay, but basketball, how do you feel about the Nuggets winning?
Oh my gosh.
I didn't like the finals this year.
Okay.
I'm a big Laker fan, so they took out my Lakers, so that hurt my heart. My heart's still recovering.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was a good finals, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you're in youth ministry.
Yes.
Question before we get going. Have you had an injury in youth ministry yet?
I have. Okay, we're playing volleyball one day with all the youth.
Always the best stories.
Yeah, we're playing volleyball. I dive back. One of the youth come, boom, hit me in the eye. I got a little scar right here. I had to get stitches. I was bleeding out. Yeah, it sucked.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
all right.
But you couldn't
The
get
youth
mad at
student
him.
Okay?
Yeah.
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 What
okay.
happened?
The youth student's okay?
Yeah, he's okay. He was fine. He was like, he felt bad though. He was like, dang.
That's
But-
great.
Oh,
Messed
that's
me
awesome.
up.
We love those stories. You know,
Absolutely.
you're not in youth ministry if things aren't
Yeah, if you're
breaking
not getting
or
crazy.
getting hurt or like
Right.
Yeah.
falling apart.
Yeah. If you're not
sure.
breaking something or if you're not getting broke yourself, then
Yeah.
Is it really youth ministry?
Nope.
It ain't.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get started.
Okay.
Today's topic is how do I find my purpose? And
Yes.
something that you're passionate about is helping, students find their purpose and walk with God a little bit better. And so what does purpose in God mean to you?
Purpose in God, I think that's such a big question. It's
Yeah.
hard too. When you
Yeah.
guys asked me, I was like, God, what is it? But I feel in my heart is it's not in the doing. I think we get caught up in doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
it's
think,
good.
well, I got to do stuff.
Yeah.
I got to do this. I got to gain position. If
Yeah.
I don't have position, then I'm not in purpose.
Yeah.
But I think God created all of us, honestly, to be with Him.
Yeah.
I think He said, I'm created, because He can create anything.
Yeah.
He can do anything.
Yeah.
He's
Exactly.
Jesus. He's
So
God.
good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can
Yeah.
do whatever He wants.
That's so
But I
good.
think He created us, young people, all of us. He just wants to be with us. And
Yeah.
I think we get caught up in so much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think, oh, I got to be this. I got to be an athlete.
Yeah.
I got to be a CEO. If I'm not the CEO, then I'm not in purpose.
It's good.
God just wants relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that because when you look at the life of Jesus, like he didn't come for status, he didn't come
Right.
for title. He barely told people he was Jesus. You
Right.
know, like I think it's so important to recognize and realize that your purpose is to just be in relationship with God and do everything in your life
Yeah.
for the glory of Him.
Yeah.
Like
Be yourself.
period. That's what Jesus did. you
Right.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's great.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So you shared, we were talking earlier, and you shared with us that you had a season in your life where you kind of walked away from God and
Yeah.
just did your own thing for a little bit. What was that like, and how did you find your way back to God?
Yeah. All right. It's kind of a crazy story, but
Okay.
Tell
so I
us.
was like, I'm a church kid, so I've been in church, all that. My dad's a pastor.
Yeah.
So growing up in church, I was sold out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything, all the way up to about 16. I had a Bible club, like 60 people at our house, like rocking it,
Yeah.
doing good. But I think I started getting curious what the world had to offer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, this is cool, but I wasn't fully surrendered yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was doing the church stuff, but I never had I was living off my parents, their stories, their encounters, their
Yeah.
moments,
Yep.
stories they had.
Yeah.
But once I remember my dad, because I was in a little bit of trouble, he said, son, and he's not hardcore like that, but I think he had to in me. And he's like, son, you can't live at my house no more if you're doing this, because it looks like, I'm condoning what you're doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can go to this Bible college, or you can go to our men's home we have. I'm not going to the men's home. So I'm like,
Bible
okay.
college it is.
Yeah, I'm going to Bible college. So I went to LA.
Yeah.
And I was there, and I just had moments with God
Wow.
there. Like
Yeah.
every day we had prayer, different moments I had, and God
You're
really
just
got the hold of
saturated
me.
in it.
Yep.
Yeah. Just fully saturated in it. You
Yeah.
know, like I love that. I love hearing
Yeah.
stories like that because
Yeah.
I think of like you went to Bible college, but I think of for teenagers like youth camp moments or
Yes.
youth convention moments or like nights of worship, like
Yeah.
or community at a house, like those moments where you are fully saturated
Yeah.
with God that you, for even if it's just for those few days, you let go of all the wants and desires
Right.
and the wanting to pursue the world,
Right.
and you just get your eyes so fixed on Jesus. And
Yeah.
like if we could just do that in our everyday life,
Yeah.
I get really riled up about that.
Yeah. It all changed for me. I remember I had a moment. It was like a prayer night, and I was still battling. You know that moment. I'm still battling. Like, do I want to do this? Yes or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
And then I remember hearing Jesus' voice for the first time, and I was like, wow. And
Yeah.
it changed me. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
I got to get serious. I got to take this serious. I got to start reading the Bible.
Yeah.
I got to start praying. This is my purpose. You know.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
But it's when I had my own encounters,
Yeah.
everything changed. You
That's
know?
really good.
That's
We
good.
have a episode coming up with one of our youth students about that, like
Nice.
making your faith your own, because it's so important.
Right.
Like your purpose isn't your parents' purpose.
Exactly.
You know, your calling isn't your parents' calling. Maybe your parents are called to be CEOs, but maybe you feel called to, work in the hospitals, but to bring Jesus to that too,
Yeah.
that sphere of influence. So
Yeah.
I think that's really, really cool.
That's
Yeah.
good. You mentioned reading your Bible, praying. So, what are some key tools that maybe you've used or you would encourage students to use when it comes to finding their purpose and getting closer to God?
I'll say try everything. I think it's in the doing of life that we find what we're created to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always tell guys in the youth meeting, I'm gonna do everything. Like one of the guys here, he does worship,
Yeah.
media, cameras,
Yeah.
Bible,
So
little Bible
good.
study.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find it. You're
Yeah.
not gonna just find it the first time, and so
Yeah.
try everything.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you feel you can sing. You feel
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
preach. You feel
Yeah.
you can hoop.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
find it, and
Yeah.
I think as we find different things,
Yeah.
we'll eventually find what we're called to do.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
find it.
That's so good. That's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, it reminds me of a
Yeah.
quote that just in the terms of basketball and trying things. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to try. If you're not going to try and be afraid to fail, you're never going to succeed.
Just keep shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important to try, right? Like if you don't try, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to have purpose.
Yeah.
And there's scripture that says like those who don't plan, they fail.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you can't plan if you don't try, right?
Right.
Like you can't plan to be a doctor if you don't actually get yourself in the right places. You
Right,
can't
right.
plan to be a preacher if you don't get in the word, right? Same thing. So all that
Yeah.
like comes
I
back.
love my cheesy lines.
I know you do.
And then
And there's sports lines.
well, the one, failing to plan is planning to fail.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If you don't set yourself up for, allowing yourself to figure out what's going to work for you, then you're just going to keep failing.
Yeah.
And so it's important that you, like you said, just keep trying, figure out what works for you.
Right.
Because everyone's different.
Yeah.
Everyone has different skills. And so
Yeah.
I
that's
thought
good.
I was gonna be the next Kobe Bryant growing up.
Hey,
I
you
call
have time.
myself.
You can dream still.
Nah, I'm done. I thought I was gonna be the White Mamba. That's what I call myself.
my
The
gosh.
White Mamba.
I love that.
But
We
that's
have Kobe
obviously
Bryant's
wasn't it.
book on our like coffee table, and it is one of my favorite leadership books.
Mamba
out there.
mentality.
Oh
Mamba
yeah, I got
mentality.
it.
Yeah.
I got 2 of them.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite leadership books,
Yeah.
honestly. So you're 21. You're part of Gen Z. What do you think some of the top priorities that you see Gen Zers focusing on when it comes to just finding their purpose? Like, what do you see them focusing on the most?
It's tough. I feel they're gonna hate me, but
It's okay.
I think my generation, I think we follow the fantasy. We follow anything. We see everything on social media, so we think I got to do this,
Yeah.
and it's a fantasy. You know what I mean? We see all these celebrities, all these stars, they post and they make that life seem so cool. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
attainable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's not for all of us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It looks cool. It seems cool. It seems fun. It seems like, okay, I can do that. But it's a fantasy. You know what I mean? And I think that's what the devil does, is he
Yeah.
tries to get us in that fantasy. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you can do this. You can do that. But we never really I think our purpose is always going to, it has to collide with God. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
our calling and purpose, it should
Yeah.
complement each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Something you said prompted the next final 2 questions we want to ask you
Mm-hmm.
around popularity, like pursuing fantasy, pursuing popularity, pursuing what looks good, what looks cool. We're millennials, and that is definitely like the foundation, I feel like, for millennials. It's like,
Yeah.
just fit the mold,
Right.
fit in, pursue this. And then you have Gen Z that's kind of like doing the same thing, but in that fantasy space specifically. Like, well, if I can be an influencer,
Yeah.
if I could be a content creator, if I
Right.
could be a preacher, right? Like those kinds of things. And so what does it mean, like your perspective specifically on this, what does it mean to be popular today? Like, what does that look like? And I know we've tapped a little bit into that, like the fantasy, the celebrity culture,
Yeah.
the influencer life, but being popular today looks so different than it did 5 years ago because of the digital space.
Yeah.
Right? And so what does it actually look like to be popular in a biblical perspective in your eyes?
I would say influence. Who can you speak into?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But something I always use just in leadership is like, who serves God because of you? You know what I mean? Who are you helping serve God?
Yeah.
What young person needs your call? What young person needs you? Like, hey, let's read the word. Let's pray together. Let's hang out. Let me get into your life. I think it's influence.
Yeah.
Because some of those big influencers we see, I don't think they really got influence like that. It's like it's a different type of influence. It's like
Yeah.
a post.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can get a group of people together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
that.
an offline influence.
Yes,
Yeah,
offline.
absolutely.
It's like a like influence.
Yeah, 100%. I think that is like the one thing that I've seen over, again, the past 5 years with the digital space really starting to, I mean, it has been around, but like
Right.
I feel like now it's everywhere. You
Yeah.
can't avoid it. There's a difference between having an influence online and having an influence offline.
Yeah.
Like we always say this as youth pastors, like, do you know about your students' lives because you see it
Exactly.
online, or are you actually involved offline? Like, are you showing up to their soccer games? Are
Right.
you going to their choir concerts? Are you there for birthday parties? Are you there for graduations? Like, if you are not, then you're not carrying your influence well.
Yeah.
Which is our purpose, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
No, that's good. And I love speaking in, parables and all the things. And it reminded me of like, the parable of, tossing the seed. And I feel like with today, like people want to be that influence, and they see it in social media. Like, I could just throw it out there and whatever happens with it. But they're not too focused on actually getting down on their knees and tilling the soil,
Yeah.
getting it prepared for the seed to be
That's so
planted.
good. Yeah.
And so they want to be up in the clouds just throwing seeds out, But where are they throwing those seeds? Is it going to actually grow?
Yeah.
Or are they taking the time to prepare the ground, prepare the hearts of those they're trying to reach, so that seed can grow within them?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
that's really good.
I love people that are behind the scenes too. Because everyone thinks I gotta hold a mic.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yep.
be the guy.
Yep.
Like this guy right here, you know?
I know,
Like
Matt's the
that's
best.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's your purpose. It's okay. It's not like everybody. Be unique.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be different.
I mean, if we all were holding microphones, who would run the camera?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, we are
Right.
all uniquely designed, and purpose doesn't look the same for
Right.
everybody.
love
And I
that.
think that's what is so beautiful about God, right? Like, and I've been toying with this thought of like, we're all created in God's image. That means God looks like a billion different things. When you actually think about that, that means he's a billion different races. He carries a billion different purposes. Like,
Gosh.
that is insane when you think about that. If we're created in God's image, then we all have purpose in his image.
Yeah.
That means he has created us uniquely to outwork his call on this earth. And he needs every single part of that. He doesn't need all of us being arms.
Yeah.
You know, scripture says we are all part of the body of Christ.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I might be an arm, you might be a foot, you might be a tongue,
be a
I don't
toe.
know.
I'm
You might be a toe.
Listen, without that big toe, it's
You
hard
fall
to walk.
over.
It's hard.
Come
Well,
on.
listen, the smallest bone in the human body is in your inner ear. And if something happens to that, that's where you lose your balance. Like your core being is all controlled by that. And so something so small and insignificant has such a big part of who we are and the way that we operate. And I feel like people forget that when they try to find their purpose. They're like, man, I need to be a hand.
Yeah.
I need to be doing the work instead of just being okay with being inside an ear and saying like, okay, I'm just holding things together, just keeping the ship steady, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people want to focus on all those glitzy and glamorous roles and forget about, we all have a different purpose to serve the church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all have to work together. And
Yeah,
so,
that's really good.
yeah.
One final question for you before we wrap up. How do you follow God in a time where it seems cool to do what is popular? So what we all talked about, the popular roles, but how do
Yeah.
you actually follow God? Like, how do you submit to following God's purpose for your life?
I think it comes back to my encounter with God.
Yeah.
There's not a doubt in me that says he's not real. You know what I mean? So when it seems like everyone else is wavered and everything else, like, no, I know at that prayer night, God spoke to me.
Yeah.
So
You know,
good.
so when times
good.
are hard, when things are difficult, when I'm in my head, when I'm in my mind, I always refer back to those moments, my encounter with God, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, this can't waver me. I know it's life.
Yeah.
I know we have seasons that aren't good. I know we have seasons that are hard to serve God. But I know God's real.
Yeah.
My dad was a drug addict. You know, my dad was a dope fiend. And God came in and rescued his
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Can't tell me God's not real.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was a running church kid. God came into my life, changed my life. Can't tell me God's not real, you know?
That's so good.
So I think when people are like, oh, God's not real. Okay, we'll just wait for your encounter.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it.
Yeah,
you know
you're
what I
going to
mean?
get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, one way or
That's good.
another, God always chases us down.
Yeah.
He does. He has a purpose for us, and he wants us to live out that purpose.
Right.
He's going to come get a hold of us one
gonna
way
get us.
or another.
The
you
hard
know?
way or the easy way.
The
he's
hard way or the
coming.
easy way. It's
Yeah.
up to us. That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Josiah, for the
Yes.
conversation.
Yeah.
Remind our people where they can find you if they want to reach you here in Vegas. What do you got going on?
Yeah. So Victory Outreach, we're on Patrick and Sand Hill. We got our youth night Tuesday nights. We call it Gang Night, but
Love
it stands
that.
for God's Anointed Now Generation.
Nice.
So a bunch of young people were there. On Instagram, I'm official Joe 24. Hit me up. Let's talk. Let's link up. Let's have a good time.
That's awesome.
So good.
Well, thanks again.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
appreciate you guys.
That was such a good conversation with Josiah. Like, I'm amped up. I'm ready to go. But you have something on your mind you want to talk about. Tell me what this is.
So recently, after scrolling through some Instagram reels, I came across one about these girls getting ready for the Taylor Swift Eras concert tour,
Okay.
whatever
Yep.
you want to call it. And they were talking about how they're going to be wearing adult diapers so they didn't miss one moment of this concert.
I mean, to be fair, her set is like 3 hours long.
3.5 hours.
So I don't need to pee within that time frame. But I guess if you have to go and you spent all this money for a ticket,
Yeah, those tickets went fast.
it went fast. So you're going to want to make sure you see the show.
Yeah.
And
there's,
they
there's some people
probably-
that are just they're fanatics and
They're Swifties.
they're Swifties.
They're Swifties.
Yeah.
We have someone in our life, though, that this conversation reminds me of.
Yeah.
Because she isn't a Swiftie, but she is a diehard Harry Styles fan.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want to ask her.
Does he have a fan base?
We can
name?
ask her.
We'll ask.
But I want to ask her if she would wear an adult diaper
Yeah.
to a Harry Styles. Okay.
Okay,
Ready?
let's do it.
All right. Let's call her. This is our friend.
While
Sammy.
we're waiting for her to answer, would you ever do that?
No.
For-
Hands down, I would not.
Would you, for any concert, not just Taylor Swift, but
Go pee.
Hello.
Hi, Sammy.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Welcome to the show for this little rapid fire question.
hope you're ready, Sammy.
Excited to be here.
Sammy lived with us. I should put context. Sammy lived with us when we lived in Phoenix.
Yep.
And I learned that Sammy was a die-hard Harry Styles fan. Like
To the
when
core.
I say to the core. When I say die-hard, Sammy basically would always have her Harry Styles blanket and her Harry Styles candle out. She'd have it out all the time. And whenever he dropped an album, she'd take that flag and she would run it around. So, Sammy, we're sitting here talking about whether or not you would wear an adult diaper to a Harry Styles concert because there are Swifties out there who are wearing adult diapers to the Taylor Swift concert to avoid having to go to the bathroom and missing any second of her show. Would you wear an adult diaper to a Harry Styles concert?
Hey, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. So if I knew I had to, I absolutely would. You can't do any of the show.
So you would wear a diaper, an adult diaper. Would you wear it under your clothes or over your clothes?
Wow.
I'd wear it under my clothes, but I'd be confident.
There's
in
no
the fact-
point of wearing it over your clothes. Might as well
If
not
you
wear
wear
it
it
then.
under, it's going to be obvious you have a diaper on.
Yeah, wear a dress.
Oh my gosh. Sammy, thank you so much for your
Of
input
course.
in this conversation. We value you
Absolutely.
as an avid fan of someone who is well
Last
known and
question.
loved.
What is Harry Styles' fan base called?
We are Harrys.
They're Harrys.
Harry's? Okay.
That's weird.
I don't want to be a Harry.
I don't want to be a Harry.
It's like being a furry.
Are you guys the original furries?
No, they're like
I
the
think
modern day
shit on that
furry.
one.
I cannot. Oh, well, thank you, Sammy. We appreciate you.
Of course.
Love you.
Hey, if you need anything Harry Styles related, I will always answer the phone.
I know you will. I know. All I have to say is Harry Styles and you'll pick up.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
It's great insight. So
Hands down, I'd never wear a
she
diaper.
said if something she needed to do, she would do it. But that just goes to show you that if you're a fan of something that great, you'll do whatever you need to do to make sure you see everything you want to see.
100%. Okay, so you tell us, would you wear a diaper to the concert of someone that you were a big fan of?
You know, a not quite once in a generation type concert, but almost there.
Yeah.
Like say you lived
Like the
during
Eras Tour is a once in a
that Eras
generation
tour,
concert.
you know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. So you tell us in the comments. But we are so excited for this episode, for you guys to listen to it. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in our next one.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of the Firebrand Show. We hope you've enjoyed everything that we brought to you.
We would love to partner with you. So if you want to partner with us, go ahead and shoot us a DM on Instagram or on TikTok at The Firebrand Show. We can't wait to hear from you, what you're loving about the show, what you like. Come follow us. Come be on the journey with us. There's lots of good content to come. We'll see you guys in our next episode.